Barely a month since Tencent became majority shareholders at Techland, they dropped the bombshell news this week that Dying Light 2 will soon have to use in-game currency to purchase any new bundles and skins for the game. Now, is this merely bad timing, or are we seeing the first signs that Tencent are already pulling the strings over at Techland? Okay, I know that Techland are using fluffy language like partnership and teaming up when it comes to Tencent, but let's be real here, like it or not, Tencent now own Techland, and the only reason they've invested in the company is to make money. And they have a long history of questionable practices over the years that should tell you all you need to know about their promise to stay out of the creative process at Techland. Not only are they going to want to see a return on their investment in the short term with Dying Light 2, but there's no way they're going to allow Techland to languish in developer hell again with the upcoming fantasy game. I can only imagine that working conditions for the team could well become a lot worse with increasing pressure to hit deadlines, and it could result in even more cut corners and therefore unfinished products in the future. We've already lost the community manager of 5 years, Unsi, and I know he said he was just moving on, but the timing of this decision does make me wonder if he saw the writing on the wall and abandoned ship. Interestingly, I've seen nothing about the takeover from franchise director Timon Smektala since it was announced either. He was always fairly active on X before, but he's been completely silent on this issue. I for one would like to know how everyone at Techland HQ really feels about this whole situation, but it's likely that nobody wants to lose their jobs right now. Right, so what is this new in-game currency then? Techland are calling it Dying Light Points and are selling us the idea that they are merely moving away from relying on third-party stores to purchase bundles and therefore making it more convenient for players to buy without having to leave the game. Of course, you'll have to use real money in order to buy Dying Light Points though. So really, they've just used that fluffy language again to hide the fact that this is a Dying Light currency, and they should have just called it DL bucks instead of points. Even if they are simply trying to cut out the middleman as they say they are, introducing in-game currency opens up a whole host of possibilities for more money to be made, and I don't believe for a second that this thought hasn't factored into their decision. Especially after seeing this code somebody found in the game files that seems to suggest the need to be online to purchase legend levels. Of course, the official line is that they've been planning this from the start of Dying Light 2 and it has nothing at all to do with Tencent. But as I pointed out to this guy on X recently, just because they're denying it doesn't mean it's not true. Of course, Techland historically has been one of the best developers out there, and they've always been very transparent with their community about any plans, but that is my point. How come, despite roadmaps and tons of AMAs and developer videos, have we never once heard about Dying Light Points until now if they've been planning it since launch? It all seems a bit unlikely to me, and I for one am very skeptical now about anything they claim as truth going forwards. It seems that I'm not the only one to have doubts about the future of Dying Light 2 either, as you only have to check out the R Dying Light subreddit to see numerous examples of the growing anger and disappointment over the move. The Dying Light 2 player count still struggles to keep up with the original Dying Light even to this day, and if we're being honest about it, you have to wonder whether Tencent will allow Techland to honour the 5-year plan for the game if they can't turn things around in the near future. Like I said earlier, profit is the main objective for Tencent, and it's quite possible that the Techland we've all grown to love and respect over the years is dead. And all we can do now is watch it sink below the horizon like the sun in the dying light. So what do you think? Am I right to be concerned about Tencent's involvement, or are you okay with it? Am I overreacting to Dying Light Points, or is this really the beginning of the end for Techland? Let me know in the comments as always, and if you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers!